Hey guys, it's Jordan. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's story time. I'm not even sure what I'm going to caption it yet, but I'm just basically going to be like telling you like this horrendous night that I fucking had in high school. Okay, so this had to have taken place. I'm trying to remember. I was probably a sophomore in this because I remember I had like friends. I'm not saying I didn't have friends freshman year, but you know how it is. Okay, so I was probably a sophomore, so I would have been around 15. So at my school, there were certain football games that were like hella like not important, but like important to go to, like just to be seen. And there was one that was really important against our rival school. Now this game was like packed every year ever since I was a freshman, this game versus this one school, because both schools talked so much shit on who was gonna win. My school and that school, like it was just like a competitive ass like game. Whether it was basketball or football, we were going against them. Like any sport we played against them was competitive as fuck. So it probably was the homecoming game, and it was the game against our rival school, so it was going to be packed. Like it was gonna be packed. So I know I had wanted to go. Even my sister was like gonna come. Like it was just like a big ass game. So I had talked to my best friend. I was like, oh, we need to go to that game. Like, let's go to that game. And she's like, okay. So we ended up after school that day, because the homecoming game was on a Friday, because homecoming was on Saturday. So she came to my house after school. And I remember we got ready for the game. Like the game was probably at like 6 o'clock. So we like got ready for the game. Like we were eating. We had texted our other friends like, oh, we're coming to the game. Like where are we all gonna meet at? Like, you know, on some like teenage shit. Where are we all gonna meet at? Like who's gonna walk in? Yada, 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 yada. So we had agreed on where to meet, and we had agreed on like our little group to go in with. And so finally it's time for the game. We get there, we meet our friends outside of the gate. We're all standing in line to get into the game. And the way our school was if you had a bag, they checked your bag. They didn't necessarily, I don't even know if they would like pat us down. I don't remember, but our school was like known for bullshit. So if you had a bag, they checked your bag. Or just like, I don't remember if they patted us down or not. I really couldn't tell you. But I know that if you went to our school, you could only sit on our side. And if you went to the other school, you couldn't sit on our side unless a parent came in with you. And then you could sit on our side. So when we walked in, there was hella people from the other school on our side. So we had figured that there was probably just a lot of parents on our side too. So I couldn't even really tell you who won the game or what happened. I don't really remember the game. Sorry, I didn't really care. I was there to be seen. That's how it was at every high school football game. I didn't give a fuck who won. My high school football team probably lost every game, but I was there to be seen. So I didn't care. So we had walked in, whatever. I was with my friends. I have pictures from this night too, but I'm not going to post them because I'm not like, I'm only friend. I don't even think I'm friends with any of them anymore in the picture. Maybe I am the problem. I don't know. I don't care. But anyway, so we were all hanging out together. We were sitting on the bleachers at first, but then we got to take pictures. We like got like sodas from the snack thing, whatever the fuck. And like I said, there's hella kids here. Like this was a really popular game. So obviously when there's hella kids there, there's probably going to be people that don't like each other. And I'm pretty sure my football team lost. So people were like irritated anyway. I think they lost. Probably. So after the game, my sister, her then situation that she was dealing with, me and my best friend, and then my sister's situation's two friends. So I don't know how many people that is, but that's a lot of people. We were all like, oh, let's walk to this McDonald's. And then that McDonald's was probably like a 5-minute walk from my school. So we're like, oh yeah, let's walk to this McDonald's. So we get to the McDonald's, and there's hella people in there because a football game just ended. Like there's not as many as there would be like if we went after school, but it's still like a considerable amount of people for probably like 8 o'clock at night. Like it's a lot. So we go in and we're standing in line to get our food, and right off bat, like the person that I am now and how like vigilant I am now, I would have been like, oh, let's maybe not be here, because just the way that I like scope the scene now. But back then I'm like 15 years old. I'm not really paying attention to anybody else but myself and like my friend. Like I'm there with my best friend, and I had on flip-flops. Please just keep that in mind. I had on flip-flops. Okay, so we order our food. We're getting our food, and we're all just like, we're all chilling. We're all having a good time. So the way that the table was set up was, it was me, my sister, my sister's boo friend, and my best friend were all, and there was one other person, I can't remember who it was. It was my sister's boo friend's like friend or brother, I don't know, somebody was sitting. And then like I said, my sister, I'm gonna just say it, my sister's girlfriend had another friend. Remember, she had 2 friends with her, but the other friend wasn't sitting down, and we were like, what the fuck? So I like said to my sister, I'm like, tell him to sit down, like, does he want us to scoot over? So she says to him like, oh, sit down, like, sit down with this. He's like, no, I'm straight. And we're all like, okay. So I mean, I guess that was kind of weird, but like I said, back then I'm 15 years old. I'm not really focused on anybody but myself. Like, I didn't really give a fuck that he wasn't sitting down. It really didn't affect me. So some boy comes up to him and whispers something in his ear, and they're probably whispering back and forth in each other's ear for like a minute straight, just like just going back and forth in each other's ear. And I peep this, but again, I'm not doing anything. This doesn't concern me. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't concern me. It doesn't affect me. So I'm just like not like paying attention to it. Like, I peep it, I look away, and I think I said something to my sister. I'm like, he's weird. Like, something like that. Like, he's weird. So then the boy that was whispering to the boy standing up, the boy walks away. So my sister's girlfriend's friend is still standing by the table, but okay, so the way that the table was set up was, it was us right here. He's standing against another table, but the table he's standing against faces the window, so he could see outside. So he's looking outside at the window. He's not saying anything. Like, he's just looking outside at the window. And we're all still eating. And then some boys go outside the McDonald's. I see that, but again, doesn't concern me. As far as I'm concerned, they just finished eating and they're leaving. This has nothing to do with me. So then we start hearing boom, boom, like fucking gunshots. You just start hearing gunshots. And at first, I don't think it registered to anybody at first that it was a gunshot, because nobody moved like the first shot or two. Like, nobody moved. We all kind of just like, we're like, what the fuck? So you start hearing boom, 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 boom. So I fucking got up. My whole table gets up so fast. I grabbed the first phone that I could feel on the table, and me and my sister, we start booking it. And we're not like the table directly to the door, like directly close to the back door, because we didn't go out the fucking front, obviously. We're not close directly to the back, but like we're right there. And so everybody gets up. Like I said, everybody fucking gets up. So we're pushing, like trying to get to the door. Somebody spilled a fucking parfait on me, which is why I mentioned that I had on flip-flops, because I got yogurt all over my feet. So somebody spills their fucking parfait on me. I come up out of my flip-flops, fuck them. And me and my sister are like probably like the 3rd and 4th people out, like, of the McDonald's. Like, we are booking it. So then her girlfriend's like on the ground getting fucking trampled. So she like pulls her girlfriend up, and I'm looking around. I'm like, where is my best friend? And I look back, and this is all happening within the span of probably like 30 seconds. So I'm looking like, where is my best friend? And I look back in the McDonald's, because we had ran away from it just a little bit, like not a lot, like a little bit. Like, there was a Subway across the street, and we were in the Subway parking lot. I'm like, where's my best friend? And I see my best friend is still in the McDonald's. So I like run back to McDonald's. I fucking grab her, like yank her out, because there's still people inside like trying to get out. I yank her out. We run back across the lot to the Subway, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm fucking barefoot, and I look down at my phone, and I have my best friend's phone, and I'm like, where the fuck is my phone? So she looks down at the phone that she grabbed. She had my phone. So we switched phones, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And so as soon as we switch phones, my phone starts ringing, and it's my dad. Can you say parent intuition? And so he calls, I answer, he's like, what are y'all doing? Y'all okay? I'm like, Dad, we're at this McDonald's. They just shot this McDonald's up. Like, come pick us up. He's like, what the fuck? Like, basically, he's like, what the fuck? And it was just crazy that he called at the exact time that, like, we needed him. So he calls, and he's like, what the fuck? He's like, you're at the one by your school? I'm like, yeah. So he's like, okay, I'm coming to pick you guys up. I'm gonna be there in 5 minutes. And he's like, get away from that McDonald's, like, go to like the Subway or something. Basically telling us to get away from the McDonald's. But I'm like, okay. He's like, stay on the phone with me. And I'm like, I need my shoes from inside of there. He's like, what shoes? And I'm like, my flip-flops. He basically was like, fuck those shoes. But I still went back and I got them, and they were covered in yogurt, and they had fucking and they were such cute flip-flops. They were like these silicone kind of flip-flops, and they had like a like a diamond little bow on them. Like, they were so fucking cute. They weren't regular flip-flops. So I went back and I got them, and they had like yogurt all over them. They had footprints on them. There was yogurt all over the thing, all over the ground. There was food all over the ground. And when I went in, the employees were like, no, you need to leave. I'm like, bitch, I'm getting my shoes. Like, I don't want to fucking be in here. So I get my shoes, and I walk back out, and my dad is there. And we all start walking out of the car, and he's like, what the fuck happened? So we tell him, like, X, Y, and Z happened, and he's like, what the fuck? And me and my sister were talking, we're like, the boy who got up to whisper to her friend, he probably like knew that was gonna happen, and that's why that boy didn't want to sit down, because he wanted to be able to run. So I'm like, what the fuck? So we tell my dad that, and my dad's like, you can never go to another football game again. Like, this school's so raggedy. I still went to another football game. He said I couldn't go to another football game because it was obvious that it was like students who did that bullshit. But I still ended up going to like damn near every fucking football game after that, honestly. But yeah, it was just crazy. Like, it was crazy. And the girl that I went back to get, me and her aren't even friends anymore. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? But anyways, let me know how you guys like this story time, homegirls and homeboys. Let me know what story times you guys want to see next from me, any series that you guys want me to start. I'm thinking of doing a like reading my subscribers confessions video. Let me know if you guys would like that. Anyway, click the post notification bell so you never miss a post. Follow my Instagram at jordanairiyah, and my TikTok and my Twitter at Jordan from Vegas with a Z. And other than that, bye, homegirls and homeboys.